To start our Aloe and Shea Butter layered soap, we have our aloe in first. We're going to use the aloe on the bottom of our bar as the bottom layer. So I'm using the Timizor Melt and Pour soap. This is a really cool yet expensive aloe soap base. I get it on Amazon. This particular little tiny 1 pound bag costs $19.99 Canadian. It's really cool. I do really enjoy this soap. It's got a coconut oil in it and an olive fruit oil. Super gentle, easy on the skin. I want to keep it super simple and beginner friendly in this video. So we are just using the Melt and Pour soap base for the aloe. We've got our melting pot, which you could substitute just to use a measuring cup in your microwave if you don't want to commit to the melting pot just yet in your soap making journey. I've got this little rectangular mold. It's a small batch mold for $14.99 on Amazon, and our spatula. So that's literally all we're going to use for now. We will add the Shea Butter Melt and Pour soap base. I get that in a 5.2 pound block off Amazon, and that is $37.99 for 5.2 pounds, which will make you quite a few, I think 36 bars of soap individually, a 5.2 pound bar of base. So we're just going to melt up the aloe to start with, so we can put that in the base. Once we pour it in, we're going to allow that to sit for a couple hours just to set up and get solid, and then we'll come back and make our Shea Butter soap just to put on the top layer. I'm choosing not to add any essential oils or colors to this soap. I want to keep it simple. I want to keep it affordable. And you know what? This gorgeous aloe soap, we're going to make sure it's allergy friendly for as many people as possible so that there's kind of a broad appeal for it. And yeah, if we just keep the colors and the extra scents out, then it just allows the soap to shine on its very own, which, you know, this soap certainly does. So we're going to melt this up and get going. Now, if you're new to soap making and you're trying this out for the first time, one of the most important tips I can give you is do not let your soap boil. That will burn it, and it will make some very funky bars of soap for sure. So you want to heat it up to the point where it almost wants to start boiling, and then you want to remove it from the heat, let it settle, simmer down a little bit, and then gently apply low heat again. You need to be very attentive to your soap so that it does not boil. You'd be amazed how quickly it wants to boil. You saw that this soap was all cut up into small pieces. That just allows it to melt more uniformly and easier to manage when we're melting it down. But yeah, number one tip, don't over stir it and don't boil your soap. Okay, our aloe soap has fully melted. We're going to go ahead and pour it into our silicone soap mold. I always like to unplug my melting pot just so I don't have that cord kind of pulling on the pot while I'm trying to make a nice smooth pour. Here we go. We just want to put that kind of nice layer on the bottom of this soap mold. I'm going to spritz it with a little bit of rubbing alcohol after I finish pouring. That just removes some of the bubbles that are sitting on top that kind of become a little bit unsightly on your bar. There we go. Just discourage it from being all bubbly. One thing about the kind of clearer and more glycerin looking soaps is that kind of see any irregularities really clear. The cream colored soaps are a little bit better at kind of masking that. So the goat's milk, the shea butter, the oatmeal, they tend to cover kind of some of the funkier looking things that happen when we're beginners. Like if your soap boils, it gets kind of a funky skin to it. I find just the clear is a little bit more forgiving, or the clear shows everything, whereas the cream colored soaps are more forgiving. So now that we've poured this into our mold, we're going to give it 2 hours to set up, and then we'll come back and make our Shea Butter soap to put on top and make some gorgeous layered soap. So we'll be right back in a moment. We've now gone ahead and cubed up our Shea Butter soap. So this will be melted and poured on top of the base layer of the aloe that we've already put in there. It's had 2 hours to solidify at the bottom. So we'll get this melted, we'll add it, and then we'll have that beautiful double layered soap here. Just about all melted. We've just got a couple little tiny pieces left. Now again, if you don't want too much of the foamy stuff on top of the soap, the foamy bubbles, you can use your rubbing alcohol spray. Just spritz off those bubbles so you just get that pure milky soap there. Now we're going to, once we get it fully melted, which we're close to, I'm going to remove the heat. Just give the soap a few moments to cool down before pouring on top of our already set base of aloe. This is just going to be such an allergy-friendly soap with no additives to it, just all natural, no added scent, no added color, no added chemicals or preservatives or byproducts that you would find in a commercially made soap. It's just the best of all worlds. Okay, just unplug the pot. Now we want to very gently pour. I see a little dribble down the side of the mold here of the aloe, so I'm just gonna pull that out. There we go. So we just want to very gently, whoa, pardon me, pour. Not in one spot, or we might make a little pothole in the aloe there. Just slowly pour. Just kind of gives the soap a chance to cool down even more on its way into the mold. Got some bubbles happening there. We can use that rubbing alcohol once again just to disperse them. Perfect. So there is our aloe base shea butter top layered bar. We are going to give this 24 hours to completely set and harden before unmolding it. Now that for me is 24 hours, for you it's mere seconds. I'll see you back in a moment. And here we are. We've just unmolded our aloe shea butter soap. Here's what it looks like. So cool. Perfect. Just going to take a slice and see what that looks like. Let's have a peek at our really cute soap. There you have it. How cool is that? Beautiful soap, and I love the layers that it has to it. So neat. We have some really cool other unique soap base coming up. So we have a cocoa butter, we have a chamomile all melt and pour. If those intrigue you, as well as other cool blends and color mixes, please subscribe. We have those coming up soon. If you enjoyed this, please hit the like button and we'll see you in the next video.